So marks across that. That would be cool as crap, wouldn't it? Don't look so sad. Hello. There's Callie. I always say Callie. Sean. Hello. The Queen's Wave. Hello. Hello. There's Callie Montgomery, Lisa Lowe, Randy Gill, and Sam Ellen. I love Sam. Rich, Veronica, Brenda, Stan, Sam, Mamie, Hilton. Hey, Mamie. Rosalie, I got to call you back.
Molly. Hey, Tim.
Oh, good. We've never done it with our computer before. Wow. Hi, Tim, Molly, Brenda. Hey, Brenda.
You can read what they're saying.
I know. Because we have a computer going on here. I did it backwards. We're playing our gypsy song while we wait till everybody gets on here. I'll dance for you.
Thunder in their thighs.
We have thunder in what? We have thunder in our thighs. Let her dance around the fire. So we're going to be answering questions tonight. We had a game plan, but we're not going to do the game. We're going to be answering questions instead. And the way the game is going to work tonight, when the bottle of wine is gone, the questions are over. Could get really scary. Right here, I didn't bring my mouse.
Yeah,
oh, is it? Where is it? The timeless tale she tells. Let her dance.
Hello.
Let her dance around the fire.
Hello.
Hey, everyone. One questions. Tim. Hey, Tim Bach, I have an answer for you.
Hey, William. Bill.
Around the fire.
Wow.
This is my dancing skills. Laura Woodby. She can sing. Wasn't she one of my youth kids? No, she wasn't. Tom Keck, Ron Morris, hello. Harry Metz, Sally.
Love you, Rose.
Let her dance. Robbie rocks it. On the far. Shake it, baby. Hey, I actually can dance good. I'm acting silly. So you want to see me dance? It's my fish face. Is it 10:15? Oh, we got one more minute. 9:15.
What coast are you living on?
My own coast. There's Daryl Wishman, Brian K. Morris, Angel, Diane, Bill.
We have some wonderful news about Angel. She finished something very amazing.
Oh, thought she was going to be pregnant.
Oh, I got you back.
I thought that said Heather Tits. It says Heather Iris. That's Tess, my baby, my oldest baby. Your cousin. Hey, Chris. Patty Beth. You sound like Robert, and thanks, Miss Sally. I see. Romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today. Can little Timmy come out and play? Okay. Okay, can we finish this song and then let her dance?
It depends on if you're going to do any more Robert and things, because that scared the shit out of me.
This is my home. Welcome to my home.
Hello, Diane.
I finished my dancing song. Okay. I should turn my phone off in case it rings.
Just hit the little
So hi, kids. Welcome to Mountain Gypsies. Just a few things. as we posted earlier, and you'll have to forgive me for my allergies. We had posted earlier that we were going to do a game tonight, and it was going to be really fun. We're going to do it another night. And we said you could ask us any question you weren't. If you wanted to, you could ask us a question. You could. But when we got the questions, they were very heartfelt, and they were, wow, is that the moon?
Yeah, it's a full moon tonight. Remember,
my gosh. Sorry. I have a little bit of ADHD. And sometimes.
No, it's a flashlight.
Oh. I don't grow pot. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, so we were gonna do this game, and we decided not to. Instead, when everybody sent their questions in, it was like, we can't play a game with these questions. These people are.
I talked to somebody, and they said that the wording was a little confusing. They thought it was like personal questions.
That's fine.
Answer, and that's fine
because this is what it was supposed to be. Because we got the questions, and then we realized, wow, you know what? They need us. So you want to press that right there, and so because we can't, it won't scroll on its own.
Oh boy, did you see the number there?
Can you pay attention to that? Because I can't.
Okay.
So we are going to answer. We got so many questions, and so I'm hot. We might turn the light on. Oh, I can't. I have 4.
She can add, but it's more of an ADD thing than adding things.
Patty Bass said, "Love you. Can't wait to see you both." Okay, so we've got all the questions. I have Donna Bingham, anyway, and Ashley Barnett and Robin. I went to high school with her, and so we're going to do our best to answer as many of them as we can.
You went to high school with Ashley? I did too.
No, Robin didn't. I went to school with her. Sorry. So we're going to do our best to answer. I've written down the questions. And the ones that were online, I assume, since they put them online, that we can use their names.
I still think we should.
The ones that were, mine says create your own magic.
Ooh, the light changed when you did that. Do it again.
Why does it do that?
I guess it reflects the light. Oh, forgiveness.
So,
if I was a smart person,
we're going to just jump right in there.
Thank you.
Hi, Bill. Hi, Ralph Cooper. He was my boyfriend in high school. He was one of my boyfriends in high school.
Said your face just...
What's scratching at the door? Is that your children, or is that color saturation?
That's what it was, the light.
Oh, okay. So we're going to start with some of the questions online that were asked us, and then we're going to go, we'll go back and forth, okay? So one of the questions asked us was by,
I think we should just answer them.
Don't you want...
We've got keywords.
Well, if they posted it where everybody could see it, we can use their names. If it was private, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Timmy Bach, we're going to start with you. Timmy Bach asked me, is the U.S. heading for a civil war? And the minute you put that on there, I immediately got an answer. And my answer would be, some people would already say it is in a civil war. And not in the Civil War, obviously, as what people think from the past. But it's according where you live. If you live in some of these cities where the extreme left are attacking you, then you are in a civil war. You know, because what is it? I can't think what that group is called. But they will attack you. There's your own web. So. If you are living in a city where you're being attacked for your political views now, you feel like you're in a civil war. Now, hi Tina Marie. That being said, yeah, I know what you mean. Are we on the onset for a full civil war? You know, it will. I don't think that we will actually see things. Antifa, that's right. Which is a bunch of cowards, if you ask me. Because if they were to take their mask off, most people would kick their ass. So this is hitting me. Okay. But, well, because I don't believe in cowardly stuff like that. I don't care if it's right or left. I
know.
I can't stand. I will confront somebody flat up.
Sometimes.
Especially in my front yard. But anyway, the point being this. If in the election in November, the far left, or not, used to we said far left. Now, when I say this, you can be mad if you want. I'm not going to choose a side on here and say I'm right or left. I'm just telling you my reading here. If the far left feel like they've lost, and they feel like the conservatives have won, you're going to see what people will consider somewhat of a civil war. They're going to go ape crazy. And there's going to be like you've never seen before. What do I predict is going to happen? I predict the conservatives are going to win because I don't think that they're going to back down. I think they're going to come out in the droves. I think the right is going to come out in droves to win, and the left's not expecting that. And when that happens, I think that there is going to be civil, I don't know if I'll say war, but it's not going to be far from it. So there's the answer to Tim Bach's question. So you all can follow it. Civil unrest, but more than civil unrest.
Makes me think of that video I showed you where pro-gun fighting a non-pro-gun person. Remember that?
No.
And it was like, I choose not to use lethal. And he beat him to death. Timmy Bach. I will have to send you that.
You have to send that to Timmy Bach. That was really funny. So that is my prediction. Follow it and see. Tim says, unfortunately, he agrees with me. Yeah, I think that it'll be more than civil unrest. Chris says, I believe it'll going to be more than civil unrest. So that's what's going to happen. Okay, we're going to go to, this one is from Bill Freeman. He put it on publicly for everybody to see. He said, is it going to stop? Yes, it is going to stop, but it will be exposed. What you're talking about will be exposed. But it is and still will continue to align with evil and darkness. But let me tell you something. It is becoming sick, and illness is falling up on the situation and the person you're speaking of. But here's what you've got to realize, Bill. As a warrior of the light and someone who combats the darkness, you're always going to be in battle. It's not like you get to a plateau and you finally go, boys, we've done it. We've overcome darkness in this world, and we can take it easy. That's not how it works. I don't see what you're looking at. That's not how it works. Look at this. Gene Wilder showed up here all of a sudden.
Let's not call you that.
So what happens is you finally get to a place where you never get to that place where it's like, oh, you get your rest and the battle's over. So when you get through this battle, there's always going to be another battle, but you learn, you grow, and you train, and that's why we say study to show thyself approved. I say you continue to know and grow in the battle so that you're more prepared for the and grow in the light for the upcoming battles ahead. So this may be the battle at hand now, but just know that there will be more. But you can't be afraid because we don't walk in fear as warriors. We walk in power, and we walk in strength and in the know. So,
and knowing that you have the safety net of Yahweh behind you is always a wonderful thing to fall behind. To have something to catch you. Always keeping in the light. When you're in the light, it's easier to see the darkness around you and to see the sickness and things that are going on.
Callie Montgomery said, what is the longest lifespan of a buffalo? Well, Callie, I happen to know that answer.
Good night, Timmy.
Good night, Timmy. Love you. And the answer is the African buffalo averages a lifespan of 18 years. But, my friend, a female in captivity once lived 32.8 years and died in 2015 at the Dresden Zoo. But Tess has more information.
Yeah, American bison actually lives anywhere from 15 to 25 years.
So there's that answer.
That's in the wild.
Yeah. So that's what she always wanted to ask us. So we are a plethora of knowledge.
What do you think of that joke?
Dirty joke.
I told that to Carolyn and
a dirty joke. Okay, so William Anderson, he wrote this. What can I do to get my life back on track?
Stay in the light.
Right, and here's the answer. Yeah, you have an understanding of the truth. You have an understanding of the light and what is the truth. And you may have deviated from some of that understanding. And so you have to return to that at any cost, no matter what anyone or anything is teaching you. You have to return back to that complete truth and that true understanding. And that means that you have to stand up and be a man among men in every aspect of your life, regardless of what that means. for you.
Yes, and we were made to be creatures of the light. And that's something a lot of us forget. So it's very important to remember that we prosper in light. And when we try to put ourselves in darkness, sickness and horrible things will fall upon us because God made us to have communion with. But when we put ourselves in a place where we can't have communion with God knowingly and willingly, it can cause a lot of damage.
Okay, Dana said, "Will I find peace?" And
A piece of what?
A piece of cake. I got a piece of cake back here.
I think
Piece of pie. Oh, did you throw my cake away? Oh my God! You know what I did a minute ago? This is so disgusting. I haven't even told you. So I was hungry. I haven't eaten all day. I've been doing that lately. I don't know why. I've been so busy if I didn't eat
today.
No, I had not eaten all day, so I made me something to eat. Yeah. And I sat down to eat, and I had poured me a drink. And I sat down and I was eating. I was so thirsty while I was eating. I grabbed my drink and I took a drink and something hit my lip. I thought, what the heck is in my drink? And I poured it back. It was not my drink. It was, I don't know, one of my grandsons had made a concoction.
Did you not see me sit at the table go, ooh, what is this? And I said, I'm going to move this.
I don't know what was in it, but I drank it.
Frankenberries.
And Pepsi and Frankenberries and milk, maybe.
They like to mix things like that. I think it's science.
I drink it.
Well,
I don't feel so good.
Who won that battle?
So, will you find peace? Yes, absolutely. You're going to find peace. You have been on the battle. I mean, you've been on the path, and you've had to battle to get to where you are now. I think about where you were when we found you, and you have come so.
You sounded like we found her laid in a ditch.
Well, pretty much. So we found her in a little cart with plastic. Anyway.
That was at Disney. We don't talk about
that. So, hello, Russ. So, what I'm trying to tell you, yes, you are on that path and that journey. There is peace. You've come so far, and I believe when you complete some more of your studies with what we're working with, you're going to see that road to peace even more so. There's always with Yahweh, Yeshua, and Elohim, we have a peace that passes understanding. That means that we have an internal peace. That even though chaos is going on around us, we have a peace. That doesn't mean that we walk in the all the time. And there's crap. I had these idiots in my front yard the other day that were attacking me and Billy and calling me, you psychic cow and all that. Nobody wants you in this town.
Psychic cow. Mm-hmm. You would be huge in India. They would worship you.
I said cow because I couldn't say what they actually called me.
Okay.
But
I thought you meant like they were calling you a sack, like you were shape shifting into a cow. Sorry, it's the metaphysical world. We need to be a little bit more.
I keep saying nasty words.
You can say like use the beep word.
Okay, but cow said it better than the beep they were using. And so
that's okay.
They were saying these things to me. Nobody wants you in this town because you're a psychic. Well, first of all, we're not psychics. We walked in gifts of the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of God. So that's completely different, and that's another show we'll do another day. Anyway, you put me on a list. You do that. So
psychic cow.
Oh God, she's gonna make me a psychic cow hat now. Move to your left. Don't move. So
you missed it so much. Where have you been, friend?
Russ, they give me their name. They were born, bred, and raised here, Russ, and
that's okay. I handled it quite well today.
Anyway, the point is, while that chaos was going on, and I felt like they were just calling me these foul names and saying things to me. I still had a peace inside, even though my outside was in turmoil. So what you have to understand that there, as warriors of this, it's never ending. The battle never ends, but we still have that inner peace, and that's what we have to work with, and that's what you have to bring forth, and we're going to work more with you with that. So there you go. The next question is from.
So Dana, you'll come to an understanding and a complete knowledge. It's in your future soon. If she said that, I'm sorry.
I didn't.
Taking notes.
Kelly, but I never say her name. Bunden Hefton. She wants to know what our skincare procedures are.
Well, it depends on what part of the day, and what side of the face Mom is looking at on me.
What is all over your face, Tess?
Sometimes I like to use icing.
Well, we're not going to go with that one, but here's what I'm going to tell you. contact me and I'll tell you probably, but I'll give you a basic thing. I use a cellulite butt cream on my face.
Yes, that's right. The psychic person uses.
Are you going to call me a psychic cow?
Never again.
Because we're going to have real problems here. You know, I could get famous known as the psychic cow. I
You're
think I
not
like
psychic
that.
though.
I'm
so
not
that's
psychic. The gifted cow? Anyway, I use a, I use a cellulite. So a cellulite, I use a cellulite butt cream on my face. And then, you know, this new stuff, number 7, that and the eye cream, that's the best stuff ever. And then I just use like a BB cream.
And yeah, well, we actually use the same skin regimen, and we also do some natural things with our
We
skin.
make some stuff, yeah. So we make stuff and we sell that stuff at our when we go to events and things like that. So yeah, Tina Marie would get psychic cow, wouldn't she? So anyway, contact me and I'll tell you what the cellulite butt cream is. But every time I tell somebody, then they sell out where I live. So. Okay, the other one is those are all the private ones.
Well, those are the public ones.
I mean, public. No, wait a minute, Dana. No, those are all public. Okay.
And also, we do spiritual guidance readings.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, if you guys want more information and more in depth, please contact us. We do those all the time.
Yes. So yeah, you can go to our webpage, which is gypsystones.com, and you can see there that if you want an hour or so reading with us, we can do that face to face with you. We also do healings. We also have classes here. We've got a bunch of classes coming up soon. We teach Mountain Magic 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Only one person's made it to 4 because
number 7's so good, isn't it?
It takes a long time to get to 4. And when we say magic, it's not witchcraft. It's not with a K. It's not with a K. It's about magic, meaning magi, wise women, men of God. It's a journey you would not expect when you come to it. Anyone who's been on here has been through 1 or 2 can tell you about it. What the heck was that? And they are. And we also teach Reiki. And we can also make you a Reiki teacher as well. We do those things. We teach a whole lot of different modalities of healing.
We can do Reiki online as well.
Yeah. So our whole life is about healing, teaching, and teaching everybody what we know so that you can go out and expand it into the world and heal. And I don't know what she's reading.
Giving people, you know, the right direction.
Right. And an appropriate touch is what we like to do. So, okay, so now we're going to go with the questions that you're going to have to guess if it was you. I'm going to tell the question and you'll know who you are, baby. You know,
this one says it's not private.
So, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Rosalie.
All right, so here is one. It says, what is my calling in life?
You're just reading these.
Well, you read. I know who they are.
So I don't even know if she's.
Is she on here? She could be there. So okay. So here is. What is your calling in life? We know you, and
we love you.
We love you, and we prayed about it. And here's what we feel that God's put on our heart for you. Yeah, because some of them we did, and then some of because we wanted to spend time in prayer. We didn't want to just So here's what we come up with, what we feel God's put on our heart. You are a very special lady, and you have a gift, a Southern gift of, hospitality, the gift of gab, and that is not a bad thing. Visiting, as Tess calls it, you know how to visit. So you know Southern slang, you know little sayings that I just love to hear you talk about. One of my favorite, that we're going to go rag shaking. And I was like, what is that? And that's rag shaking is thrift store shopping. You also know how to can still. You know how to do everything Southern. You can plow a garden. You can raise chickens and horses and cows. I've seen you clean horse hooves. I've seen you
roast a pig.
I've seen her, what is it, where they slaughter a pig. You know how to do everything that a Southern woman from my grandma's generation knows how to do. That's a lost art. We believe that you need to take that and you need to put it forth in a book, a blog, a paper
blog,
of
yeah.
something, in a newsletter online somehow, and sponsors will come. And you will create a world where you'll be able to sell your things that you make, the wares that you make, and all that. And people are going to love you for what you do because you're so unique and you're real. You are not fake. Like Tess and I, we have people that are still trying to pretend to be us that are fake and that have tried to steal our biography and everything. No, because they're not worthy to even speak up. But you are the real deal. I mean, we see a lot of people that come here that try to learn. You can even host classes on this because of what you do is so amazing. So what is your part in this to maintain and reserve this amazing thing, the Southern heritage, the Appalachian heritage, in a way that nobody has the knowledge like you do? I've never seen anything like
that. Not only can you do that, you also are a Southern belle.
Yes, you're.
And you can,
yes, she's sexy as heck.
You're a Southern belle in the fact that you will dress up and do your hair and makeup and knock them dead.
Oh, baby,
and you
are
walk in a room
hot.
and you own it. But you also can look at somebody and tell them exactly how you feel in such an
Smile.
elegant way that I was raised to do, that she raised me to do, and that my grandmothers raised me to do. That when you're done telling them exactly what you think, they thank you for it. So
yeah, I've seen you do it. I started to say your name. I've seen you do it. I've seen you tear somebody to shreds and they walk away feeling good themselves, but yet you put them on the right path. And I've seen you tell somebody exactly how they needed to hear it. But you really, I mean, you are a Southern woman in every aspect of it, and so we feel that your lot in life is, and we think that that's what you should consider.
On top of, we think that you would be wonderful with a no-kill shelter in this area.
Yes.
Because you're amazing with animals.
Yeah, my hair looks like a wild goes.
I don't even know. I look like a drowned animal.
Now, who's one of the ones that
I have one that can be read out loud.
Okay.
When we see our animals, dogs that have passed away in heaven.
Absolutely. Because, and people say, well, there's my sister. Hey, my chick. And here's why I believe so. Because it talks about in Revelations when God comes back, he's coming back on a horse, and there's many references in the Bible to animals and things like that. So, and why would God give us such beautiful things to love just to take us from him? God is love. Remember that. Our love in comparison to him was filthy rags, and I won't go into what that actually translated as, but it's dirtier than filthy rags, I promise you. So his love is so amazing that he would not give us something that we love so much, that is so wonderful. And it's like a child, a child is just a baby, it's innocent. So something like that, that's innocent, of course, we're going to see him in heaven. Something that brought us so much joy, something that we love so much, something that created love, and God is love.
And purpose for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And people see them as their children, so that's like today, Billy is my baby boy. And I have children. But I understand how people can see him as their children. I love that dog to death. He has protected my grandsons from getting in the road, from different things. So, hey, Jackie. And so, yes, will we see him in heaven? There'll be people disagree with me. That's okay. They can be wrong. I have no problem with people being wrong. So, but yes, I do believe that you will see those beloved animals in heaven again. Absolutely. So there. This is one that really touched Tess and I. We had a question of someone that sent to us that she has custody of her grandchildren, and she is going for adoption. There was another process she had to go to. What we really need to do is talk to you more. We'd like to contact you more. We feel like there's more to the story. We feel like there's some other things. Do I think that adoption is going to happen? I think that is a high possibility. But I think there's some other things here that we need to discuss. I think there's some other things that, excuse me. I think there's some other things going on that we need to look at, like the parent of the child. Is there a redemption factor in that person? And I know that you feel like there isn't, but I don't know.
Will the court see that there is?
Right. Will the court see that I feel like that these children may have been abused at some point, and that there's some issues. I think that there's a whole lot we need to talk about before we go into absolute yes or no. So if you would contact me, let's talk about this some more before I give you an absolute yes or no answer. Okay. All right. What's the next question? We've done all these. My book of Mitch. Go ahead. Gourd head.
When I get up, it's gonna.
Okay. Gonna get to see her fine honey. Look at her fine honey. She got the best butt, and I didn't ever. Mine's flat. I don't know. Okay. Oh, Molly said we could say hers out loud, didn't she? Molly lives in Arizona. What is this? Me and Gene Wilder. I'm Gene Wilder's love child. Molly Spence. She moved to Arizona.
I can't wait for you to read this one.
She said, and all of a sudden, I've been watching her Facebook stuff. All of a sudden, all these amazing animals are showing up in her yard. And this last one cracked me up because she's running through the house like, wow, because these, I guess they're deer or elk or Santa's helpers. That's what I'm thinking. Reindeer. Santa's reindeer can go wherever they want. Anyway, he says, why are all these animals showing up in my yard the last 3 days? Well,
I'll tell you what, Kat told me the answer was.
No, she misheard me, and so I went with it. Go ahead.
Or should I tell you what we both feel like it is? Because we think that a ship, like maybe an ark or something, is there.
I said, there's a shift in energy. And she walked in there and she goes, there's a ship? Oh, yes, there's a ship. She goes, like an alien ship? I went, yes, there's an alien ship with animals that we've never seen before. And they've landed.
I said, can you turn around and look at me, please? Because I don't believe it.
And she believed that, no, and I wouldn't look at her.
She wouldn't look at me.
So a little bit later, she came down and said, she goes, Mama,
I'm not worried.
I see that you think that there might be a ship with aliens that have landed.
But I think
it's something else. And I went, just for the love of God. I was just kidding.
You never know with her.
So
on the side note, there's a shift.
A shift. There's a shift.
It's got a movement, an energy movement, a shift.
If this chair goes, that would be terrible because I just saw the movement right there. Okay.
Remember when I was little how I used to like to take things apart?
Yes.
Just saying. Those are good memories, huh? You got about 45 seconds.
So we feel, Molly, that there is a shift in everything, that there's going to be a shift in the cosmic energy. We feel like there's a shift in energy, there's a shift in the world. Everything's changing, and everybody knows that. You'd have to be just dead not to see that something's going on. Okay. But because of that, we have noticed that things that are simple and pure and those also are that are in search of love will gravitate to those who exude love. And so we find that we now, because we love so much, so greatly, are drawing in people that are wanting to learn about love, that are needing nurturing. Animals are being drawn to us as well. At the same time, you'll get a bunch of rah, 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 like those crazy psychic cow women.
Sometimes I would not even. Sometimes darkness will feed off that, and when darkness feeds off that, it tries to take something that looks pure and make it this full of murky muck.
Right,
and so it makes everything really nasty. And it'll take vulnerable people or vulnerable situations or vulnerable animals or whatever, and use that for their betterment. Just for instance, equinox is a really cool day, a really awesome day, and you can put an egg up. Can you please, because you don't know how to pour after one glass. Oh boy, there's electronics. Whoa, doggy. You know what? I got more room on this side of the table. Why don't you let me have that bottle?
I'm ready.
Equinox, you can stand an egg upside down on its tip.
The broom will stand up on its thing too.
The broom has a thing.
We did that one night. Don't you remember our broom stood up?
I don't believe that was on Equinox. Nevertheless, it's also a time of renewing and harvest. You reap what you sow. That's important. I'm going to say it again. You reap what you sow. And if you are sowing nasty poop, You will reap it.
Ooh,
Reap it.
How do you sow witness?
Pooping in the ground, sewing it up, I reckon.
Okay. So the next one comes from a lady, and I say lady because she's pretty. I think this one the prettiest woman I've ever seen.
I didn't ask you the
And
question,
here's
so I
the
don't know who
thing.
it is.
This I love it.
Because they're asking questions. I don't know who it is.
She's so concerned. So this is true love here because they didn't ask for themselves. I had a couple women do this. This one asked for her husband. And she said, my husband loves his work. He wants to know what direction he needs to go to be more successful, and will he be financially strong in the future? Now, immediately an answer came to me. And I wrote it down immediately. And I wrote,
Bob Christopher.
It wasn't Bob Christopher. Oh, he's on here. Hi, Bob.
Lord.
I wrote, research, but with a cure, with a cure with an outcome. I feel like he needs to go in some type of research, but I don't think research is the right word. I don't know how to put it. It's something that's going to give him a cure, but that cure is with an outcome that he will be able to implement. Like he will actually be able to say, look, if you do the A, B, C, you will get D, and this will change this person's life. I think he's already got it in his head what needs to be done, but it's never been done before. And when he does this and he creates this, it's going to create a huge financial security for him that he's never going to have to worry about. But it's kind of fearful because if he has told some people about it, they've told him that's just asinine or whatever, or that's a big step or whatever. But he needs to go ahead and do it because whatever this thing is, it is going to be life-changing for so many people. The other thing was this that I got though. He's got a lot of love in his heart, and he works from a place of love. While he's doing this, he cannot let bitterness or anything evolve in his heart. He has to continue to work from a place of love. That has to always be. He has to continue to work from a place of love. So there you go.
I also got that same question. That something about it seems very spiritual, like he knows that there's a spiritual side. Paycheck. Sorry, I had to do that. And there's a spiritual aspect to it. And I don't know if he's even understood that completely yet, but that will help with the study. She was telling me what she got, and I said, there's something spiritual about it. Do you not agree?
Yes.
It is warm in here. I think it's the alcohol.
I can't drink wine. I'm trying to be a grown up.
Why don't you give me that bottle?
I'm trying to act all grown up like I can drink wine.
Carolyn had a question that said, can we all ask and wish that her wardrobe gets there before Friday? So hers, so they can come to Tennessee after the event.
What do you mean her wardrobe?
She's buying a wardrobe, I'm assuming.
Oh, like a wardrobe.
Not like
a wooden one.
Yes.
The Lion Witch in the wardrobe. Okay. Yes, we can. We can all wish that. Okay, the next one. This is a man, and you know who you are. He says, am I headed in the right direction? Yeah, you're definitely. You weren't.
Let me see where you're at.
You'll know. You weren't, but you are now.
Yes, you are.
But, darling, are you actually, you're definitely going in the right direction, but you're still kind of treading water. You have your potential and what you're supposed to be is much greater than what you are right now. And what you're supposed to be is a huge man of God. And I don't mean huge like psychic cow. And that is a scary thing to do, to take those steps. You are headed in that right direction, but you're going to have to take bigger steps to be there. That comes with much prayer, meditation, and closing doors. And closing doors that are to be closed and open doors that are to be open. With that comes battles and wars. And you have to continually stay in that prayer and take chances sometimes. And the beauty of that is if you mess up, Yahweh's got it under control because we're not perfect and we don't always understand. But that's okay. And when we do make the mistakes, those are learning times for us.
Somebody told me recently when I was nervous about a class I was teaching or going to teaching, nobody knows what you really meant in that outcome. So however you take it.
That's smart words. Who told you that?
I think, was it Carolyn?
See, my computer even went, oh my
You might
God.
want to check your phone because I think you might be getting messages on your phone.
Okay. All right. We have so many questions.
Yes, Callie, I think you will be able to own a house in Tennessee within 5 years.
Absolutely. Okay.
We do have a lot of
Oh,
questions.
here's another one.
Bum, 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 bum.
Are they on here?
I don't know how to check that with mouth making magical things happen.
This is really important, and I want you to listen closely, darling. This is really important. Okay.
Glug, glug, glug. It feels like
No.
Christmas.
Okay. Will my husband, and I'm saying this a little bit different than it was written because to protect the innocent. Will my husband work with me as a light worker like I am? No. Not right now. Free will is completely up to the other person. And we can, it's like this woman I met one time when I was a youth pastor in a mainstream church. I know that's hard to believe, but it actually happened.
Let her do it. It wasn't for a long period.
Actually, it was for a long period. But her husband cheated on her, and we got another woman pregnant, and they had a baby, and he left her, and he was with that other woman, and he was happily with her and having a family, and he divorced her, and he was with this other woman, and they were married and had a family. She was waiting on him to come back and divorce that woman and come back to her, and she believed that every morning she got up and she prayed to God that man was going to come back to her because that's what God intended for them to have. Well, who am I to say that it's not God's plan, even though reality and the Spirit was speaking to me and saying, she's off her rocker, simply because the fact that his free will was not in play. Now, God could have had anything. It may very well, and obviously it was God's will that marriage was restored. But once the divorce and all that happened and everything, that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother ballgame. But the reality was this man's free will, he wanted no part of her. Nothing. She continued to pray and pray and pray and pray and pray for this to happen. And she lost 10 years of her life praying for this man that would never come back to her. Finally, after her best part of her late 20s and 30s was over with, and she got some counseling, she moved on. But she lost 10 years of her life waiting for someone and thinking she could pray for their free will to change. You can lift it up to God, and you could leave it on the throne of God, but you can't change someone's free will. You can ask for God to send people and influences in their life to make them see the reasoning, but some people are stubborn and some people refuse to change. Now, so we continue to lift up this person and lift up the situation and ask God to intervene. That doesn't mean you leave this person because they don't work with you, or I'm not saying that at all. No. I'm just saying that sometimes they don't see what you see. They're not a part of what you're doing, and it does cause conflict at some time. But when you're a worker of the light, when you work for Yahweh, you can't ever walk away from that again. If you do, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. So the reality is, do I foresee this person working in the light right now?
Today, no.
Absolutely not. Do I foresee that their free will change? Who knows? Because free will is just that. It's free will. And that is up to them. Do I foresee that they have it in them to do that? Absolutely. This person, absolutely. He is one of the few men that I've ever touched that I saw what his potential God has for him.
Actually, not just her, but me and May were there, and there were other people around that saw the things that we saw, and that's not something that happens all the time.
So, but it's up to him. And as we spoke over this person, and we told them that they have the knowledge. We told them what we saw God has prepared for them, but it's up to them to choose that. So all you can do is continue to do what you're supposed to do, and to continue to mainly focus on your work. And as you focus on your work, then hopefully they will see that, and that will convince them what they're supposed to do. but you cannot change that person's free will. You just can't. If that were the case, there would be a lot of mamas not on their knees every night praying for their sons and their daughters that come in from the streets off of drugs and alcohol. Free will sucks sometimes, but that's just the way it is. So there's that. Okay. All of our answers aren't always.
Don't give up.
Here's the thing. A lot of people want to give you all these flowery answers. If you want the truth, we're going to tell you the truth. We're going to try to help you and lead you in the right direction. The answer is always there's joy and peace in God, but you have to be true to yourself first. Remember, if you take our classes, the number one thing is God says you're supposed to love the Lord thy God with all your mind, heart, soul, and being. And the second is the same as the first, and they all hinge on this, and that is to love your neighbor as yourself. So you have to learn to love yourself before you can learn to love God and mankind properly. And once we learn to love ourselves and we're comfortable with who we are, we can love others that way. And then we don't try to force other people to walk in our will, but we allow them to walk in their free will. Okay? I see that. I'm hot.
That's an Aaron.
Please, I asked earlier, nobody would. Okay. Well, honey, if I just sat here and didn't say anything, it wouldn't be very interesting, would it? Okay. Oh, I'm going to let you answer this one, Tess. What is the underlying cause of my short fuse, and will it go away?
Okay. Well, this is true. Can I say?
What's that?
What is that? That's a great question. I would like to know what this is right here because there's nobody in the kitchen, so I can't be asleep. This right here could be the light reflecting off the candle holder. Or
No, it
something
can't.
on the thing.
No.
Hello there, Fred. Okay. Well, little surprise around nothing every
Nothing
corner,
to
but
see
nothing to
here.
hurt you.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, it's buffering. The feed is buffering, and I'm hard to hear. Always.
Is it buffering?
Yeah, that's what it said. Tish, you are hard to hear at times. Now the feed is buffering. And now we have.
Oh, is that what that is?
I don't think that's what that is.
Is it buffering still? Can you all hear us? Hello. Hello. Is anyone out
Is
there?
anybody out there? That's my droopy dog / Okay, the air's on, so I heard it quickly. Anyways, this person is a paranormal investigator.
It's fine here, and okay, let's go.
Okay, this person's a paranormal investigator, and I think the answer to this question, how I saw it, was it is something that has detached you from an investigation that makes you have a short fuse. I'm reading you. Are you, Morgan? It's very what you've received is from an investigation. She's doing this. And Mom has another aspect on it that feeds into it, the same thing, because we think that all things darkness tries to find a foothold to feed into. We know that. It's not that we think, but we know that. There's her aspect on it was that as a child, do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
As a child, you were told to be quiet or to
something silenced you when you were younger.
Yeah. Whether it was a spirit or an adult, a parent, somebody like that, and you took that, you bottled it up, and then it fed off.
Yeah, I feel like there's an anxiety here. I feel like as if there's the reason there's anger there that you were silenced. I don't think you're definitely silenced now. I don't think you always say exactly what you want to say in situations that you hold back, regardless of what people think. I think that you hold back way more than you want to. And I think that you were silenced a lot at some point. And I think that created some anger in you. And anger and fear are real easy for attachments to get on, especially if you're an investigator and things like that. So we feel like that there is an attachment, which be taken care of because light overcomes darkness all the time. And we know that some of our gypsies work on you, so we'll just all get together, we'll talk about it, and we'll get it taken care of. Bada bing, bada bomb, right? Bada bomb, bada bing. Well, I like mine better. Bomb. We're going to bomb that. Bada bing, bada bing.
I think you've got to be careful saying that word.
Why? Okay. Anyway, yeah. Okay, here's the next one. I am no gypsy. What is this?
You want me to read this?
Okay. It's Chris. It was Chris. It was about Chris. Okay. This one isn't. I am no gypsy, but why do I feel like I'm one in my heart? Well,
That you're a gypsy in your heart. That's, you know, I didn't even tell you what I thought on that. You go ahead and I'll tell you what I say later.
Go ahead.
Well, she is a gypsy.
I know she is.
She just might not be like.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Here's what we tell people. It just like Christ grafted in the Gentiles. When we meet people that have the same heart of what we do, and that's the heart of a child, yet you have the hunger for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, then and you crave to help others. There's a whole list, and there's a whole thing, a lot of stuff you have to go through to be one of the Mountain Gypsies. And when you fit that criteria, and you agree, and believe it or not, we have contracts you have to sign to be a part of us. And when you agree, that moon is beautiful tonight. I'm looking at a full moon out this window here.
It's amazing.
When you agree to all those things, then you get to become one. You are grafted in as one of the Mountain Gypsies, and it's like an adoption. And when you're adopted, when you adopt a child, they say, mother, this is your child. Father, this is your child. Child, this is your mother and father. And it's a bloodline that cannot be broken, regardless whether it is a physical bloodline or if it's a spiritual bloodline. And when we meet people that tell us, I've always felt this spirit of the gypsy thing, like you guys do and whatever, and they want to be a part of us, and we bring them in and we start working on them and stuff like that. We find, we've only had one or two that we've actually had to, because they chose to follow the darkness instead of the light. We've only had to remove two,
Possibly upcoming 3. But
yeah, 2. And that's because once they receive all the gifting, because there is a lot of power involved in what we do, they've chose to go with the darkness. Of course, we take it all back, so it's kind of ridiculous. It's worthless at that point. But anyway, that's why the person that wrote this, we know your heart. Excuse me, too much wine. And we know your spirit, and that belongs to that of the gypsy heart that we work with. So there's that answer. Okay. The next one is, do you think I'm going to get the job I am interviewing for on Friday? And this is Tessa's answer.
I didn't write down anything. I think it's not going to be in the timing you're expecting, but I do think it is.
Yeah, we both agreed that is going to happen, but probably not in the time period you think it's going to be.
I don't think it's.
Don't be in such a hurry. I mean, it's not. And again, well, we're human here, and we're trying desperately to listen to what God's telling us. So we could be wrong. You could wake up tomorrow and they call you early. Who knows?
I also think there's some other things going on in your life that you really need to focus on at this moment. That are very important.
Yeah.
And that might be more important than what's going on with that.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Hang on a second. Okay, before we go any further, oh, wait a minute. I got a note. Yes, that's what I was getting ready to do.
No way.
Oh my gosh, as I said before we go any further.
So close.
So close. So close and yet so far. Carried my books from school, but I didn't have a boy to do it for me. Yeah. No, I did not have boyfriends when I was little.
What do you mean?
I didn't have
When did
any.
you start dating?
When I started dating is when I had my first boyfriend. 12. But I looked like I was 20 when I was 12 years old. Anyway, the point of the story is this. We have something important to tell you. Angel Roswell. Angel Rizal is now received her atonements for Reiki 1. I'm having a hard time. And we've had so many people that have come to our classes in the last couple of weeks that have received Mountain Magic 1, Master Reiki. Oh my gosh, so much. Next time we do this, we're going to give a list of everything. We've got a bunch of people coming in for Reiki, for Mountain Magic 2, Mountain Magic 3, Mountain Magic 1. We got a bunch of classes. You know what? I'm going to post some classes. Do we have any spots on? I can't take anybody else. Do I need somebody to hold my hand? No. Carolyn's going to be with you. No, she's going to be with you because you're going to have Dawn in your class. Yes, she is. Yeah, I just told you. Yes, she did. Okay, so anyway, congratulations. So, yay. Also, before we do any more, I want to do some more questions. Before we do any more questions, I want to tell you this. Guess what? This Saturday, be there or be square in Selma, at Selma House, Selma Mansion. Selma Mansion. I just can't talk good. Selma jackass. At Selma Mansion in Pennsylvania. I don't know the town. I was said Norrisburg. Is that right? Bill Freeman is at Norrisburg. You're right there. Anyway, it's in Pennsylvania. It's National Ghost Hunting Day. And that's because this mansion is a historical mansion, but it's haunted. Yeah. You didn't know that? I guess I should have told you. Tess, lean back so we can hear you. See? Are these things on? It's back. Okay. It's in Morristown. Morristown? Freeman. Yes, Bill Freeman. It is a mansion, but where at? Anyway, in Pennsylvania. Norristown. Norristown. Lord, she's going like, Morristown, we don't have to leave that late at all. Norristown, Pennsylvania. Selma Mansion. Tess and I will be there. Dana Weingard and Julia Weingard, the mother like daughter. The Shanos, which is Debbie Hart. The Southern Gypsy, which is Carolyn LaCrone. Anybody else? No, I mean in the Southern. We're going to have a healing room. We're going to be doing what we're doing now. We're going to be doing sound therapy, vibration therapy. We're going to be doing all kinds of. Angel's going to be working. Angel's going to be there. She's training with us now. She's got up to Mountain Magic 1. Right, there you Reiki go. 1. There you go. Can't say it. Is there air in that room? No. We're going to have to bring a lot. We're going to have 2 rooms. Bill Freeman, is there air? Because there's going to be 2 rooms, I believe. So anyway, we're going to be working. Tess and I are booked, but all of us are going to be in the same room, and we'll get you on the other tables. Tess and I'll be going around touching everybody inappropriately. That's how we roll. And we don't touch you inappropriately. Well, we kind of do, but you'll like it. And we'll be doing healings, and we'll be doing all kinds of we'll be doing all kinds of wonderful things, and we'll be talking to you and praying with you and stuff like that. So please come out. But we're even as fabulous as we are, I know you want to see us. There's also going to be Frank Sinelli, Bob Christopher, Rich and Angel Rizal is going to be there. Bella will be with Frank. There. Sean Anthony's going to be there with his beautiful woman. And let me think who else is going to be there. I don't remember. Go to Selma Mansion. Oh, she's coughing. I thought she was laughing at me. Go to Selma Mansion. Check it out. See who else is going to be there. It's $10, guys. And all the proceeds go to the restoration of Selma Mansion. And it's National Ghost Hunting Day. It's going to be streaming live all day long. So you'll get to be famous by the end of the day. We're going to be careful. I guess we'll go and make out in the corners of people and stuff. So you got to watch. What in the heck? Did I say that one? Now you know. That is not true. Let's speak the truth. I may though. She does all the day on top. It costs extra. I just felt like get that way. Just sit me like this. Just the side of my head. Just
Howie
kidding.
Odell, he said.
Just kidding. Anyway, Howie Odell's going to be there. If you'll read the comments and follow Bill Freeman over here, Bill Freeman's in charge of it. He will tell you who all's going to be there. It's going to be a lovely event. It's going to be lovely. Now, the nighttime investigation has sold out, so you'll have to kill somebody to take their spot or sneak in. Not that I would suggest that, but there's going to be investigations all day long. It's going to be fun. We're going to party. Guess what? No lectures. You don't have to stand there and hear a bunch of people talk you don't want to. Hear the same damn story over and over and over and over.
You know, here's the thing. Some people really like lectures.
Most
I
people
don't.
Well, anyway,
I don't like to lecture.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have a blast. It's Saturday only. Then Sunday, we're heading back home. And then we're going to have classes here. So the RIT network will be there broadcasting all day. So it's going to be a great fun.
So there's going to be like live broadcast all day?
All day long. So don't pick your nose and eat it. Somebody will see you. Don't be digging in your crotch.
I got to go shopping tomorrow.
Yeah, don't be digging in your butt or nothing. Somebody's going to see it. You got a wedgie, leave it. Can't dig. No dig.
I got to
dig a little deeper in the well, boys. Dig a little deeper in the well.
I don't.
I have no butt, so everything.
They know where you at. Where are you at?
Okay, next question. I lost it. Where'd it go? How well? Oh, wait. How will I improve my what's the word?
This is like reading.
Read that bottom part for me. I can't see. I can't see because there's no light.
Will I improve the work I do?
The healing work I do.
The healing work.
How will I improve the healing work I do? I know who that is. Okay.
I do too, but I don't know how you.
Bill Freeman says it's a party all day. Wow. It's a party. We're gonna party like it's not.
I can't party like that and work, y'all.
We're not gonna. Well, we look. I had a half a glass of wine and I can't even.
Half a glass. I mean, that's a half a bottle.
It's still sitting here. I poured it like I was.
Which means me to think.
Okay, I didn't drink it.
I think you're meaning me wrong. I'm gonna use some famous words of someone I care about very much. I think you're meaning me wrong. We're going to start posting a group. We would love for everybody to join.
A private group.
A private group where we're going to be doing a little bit more intimate things, not like that kind of intimate, but very magical things. Also,
it started and it wouldn't accept me.
I would like to get a head count, if possible, in the near future. We're going to have Mountain Gypsies Midnight Margarita classes.
Yes, we're going to make Mountain Gypsies.
We're not going to make them, but we're having them made.
Mountain Gypsies Midnight Margarita classes, which means that we're going to start in a private group where we do Mountain Gypsies Midnight Margaritas.
Doesn't mean
in the private party. You can put whatever you want in it. But we're going to have that, and then we're going to have a midnight thing where we do like a little special thing at midnight in that private group. It'll be
or 9 o'clock, but
it'll be fun.
Yes.
If I can make it till midnight, I'm already sitting here going.
Yeah. If you notice, she's squatting.
I can
it's like
back.
The squatty
potty.
It's
not that. It's just that this is like having a lot of weight on you.
The box underneath it. Get you a pillow.
Patty wants to be in the group.
See?
So, but I don't know how much your glasses are going to be yet. We've got somebody making them for us.
A head count.
We're going to have gold on them.
Glittery.
Glitter. And it's going to say Mountain Magic Midnight Margarita.
Mountain Gypsies Midnight Margarita.
What'd I say? Mountain Magic's a class. They should say Mountain Magic. Mountain Gypsies, Mountain Magic, Midnight Margarita. Say that 5 times real fast. Mountain Gypsies, Mountain Magic, Midnight Margarita. Say it 5 times real fast. Mountain Gypsies, Mountain Magic, Midnight Margarita. 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 Got it? Fun sucker, fun sucker, fun sucker, fun sucker. I did it. I'm so thankful. Say fun sucker 5 times real fast. Right now where you're at.
What about
How'd that work out for you? Didn't work out for me the first time either. Just don't get my mother to say Fuddruckers. Because she'll cuss you for days afterwards because she'll think you made her cuss. Anyway,
okay.
Back to the show. We have a question. What can I do to make my healing?
Oh, yes. The healing. What can I do to improve my healing work? I do.
First of all, you
First
need some
things
more
first
healing
on the
yourself.
list. Yes.
You need some more healing yourself. I think what you do is going to be stronger and improve when you receive. Is somebody arguing?
Maybe he's on the
Oh,
phone.
maybe he's on the phone. Sorry. You're going to when you're more healed. I think that we have some more healing to do with you. I think that there's some things in you that need to be reconciled. And when those things are reconciled, then you'll be able to work more fully in the things that you need to work in. And nobody wants to hear that. I know. I'm sorry, but that's just what I'm
Well,
hearing.
no, but don't look at it that way. Don't look at it as in the fact is you have to be completely healed, just like you have to love yourself completely to love others. You have to be whole in order to love and heal others to make
Right.
them whole. And that's very important. And I think that that's a step that's taken out of so many things nowadays. It's super duper important that we are healthy within ourselves, mind, body, and soul, before we go on and try to touch people that need it more so than we do. Not that I'm saying any names.
I don't want to sound like I'm doing a plug here. I really don't know how else to say this. The best we teach, and anybody that's on here that's taking this class, please respond if I'm right or wrong. But Mountain Magic 1 is nothing like what it sounds it is. But good night, Tina Marie. Love you. Please. I know that I'm going to grab the psychic cow thing. Okay. So anyway, Mountain Magic 1, we encourage every single person who is spiritual at all, whether you're a healer or not, to take that class. Because it helps you come to terms with who you are as a person and your past. And again, anybody that's listening, please comment what you think about that. And it is not just at that moment when you take the class, but it's an ongoing thing that you are to carry with you forever. The class is taken from my life and what God brought me through and how he brought me through it. And he brought me through abuse, rape, suicide, depression, complete aloneness, and total self-hatred, loathing, self-loathing, health issues, near-death experiences, all these things. And he brought me to a place to where I was completely alone. And this is where he started building me. I had a complete year alone with God. And this is where he took me and brought me back and built me up to where I am now. So, and showed me how to, not to just bring me and build me back, but to teach others. And that is, Tess is not laughing at that. She's reading her phone. And so when we teach Mountain Magic 1, it is a very, it's very emotional. It's very important. And if you've searched and can't find anything to bring you peace or where you're at, please, I encourage you to check into maybe getting with us about that. A lot of people join to take Mountain Magic 1 because they think they're going to walk away with learning how to do magic, and they're going to learn how to do this. And eventually the point is to grow and to learn where you're supposed to be, what your gifting is. And we do teach you about the Appalachian healings and things like that. But Mountain Magic 1 is to start you at the very beginning of who you are and what you are and what your giftings are and where you're supposed to be and what God has for you and how to heal who you are so you can walk in the things that he has prepared for you. And I, again, don't want it to sound like that's a plug, but I have no other place to teach you from where to start to begin with.
Rich said it was absolutely nothing unexpected. Diana says, Mountain Magic 1 was life-changing for me. I'm not exaggerating.
Y'all gonna make me cry.
Let's see if I can go down.
It changed my life too. And
yes, it does, and it is, says Angel. It was amazing, said Callie. Rich says it was enlightening and made a major shift in my life. Give God the glory for all of that. And Sean's in here.
Hey, Sean.
Angel, it is life changing.
So yeah, it was a.
Y'all made me cry.
If it wasn't for Mountain Magic 1 and the lessons that I teach in that, I would not be here. But that is where God brought me and brought me to where I am now. And he taught me so many wonderful things. I wouldn't wish on anybody what I'd been through, but I wouldn't take it back for anything, because that was the beginning of my public ministry. And again, so many people call us so many names, witches and psychics and all these things, and nothing could be further from the truth. We just used our wordings a lot differently, because we want the pure essence of who God is and His love, and not the Bill Freeman said we gave them awakening. Wait till I get a hold of you, Bill, and teach you Mountain Magic 1.
Like
we want the purity and the love of God, and not what the mainstream church has done and caused so much pain in so many people's lives. So, all that being said, we're going to finish with all the.
I think did you not have something else about fighting, staying in the light?
Do not tell me.
Yes, you need to look at your phone and private messages.
Okay, sorry. Okay, you talk a lot.
I'm so excited about this weekend. I know you're doing your own little thing on your phone, but I'm really excited. Life-changing, a journey of a lifetime. Absolutely, Caroline.
I knew that about Chris. Oh, sorry. Was it from Chris? Because Chris is exactly what I told you it was.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, but that's kind of. You're gonna have to go down, not read other myths, not that. Oh Lord, keep it going. I'm gonna have to see it because I'm not gonna get close to that path. I don't know where it was. You just
I think it was. No, it wasn't on there.
I was on the
It was on
post.
Mountain Gypsies.
Okay. Oh well, I can do that. You talk and I will look that up then. Okay, friend. That means you talk.
Okay. Hello.
Callie,
Callie,
Mountain Gypsies.
Callie said the past 3 years I kept seeing maps and compasses, and now I realized that I was led to roam out, and this is my journey. Yay!
Which is really cool because of her story. We met her a long time ago.
Yes, we did. I met Callie. Callie was at the very first lecture I ever did publicly on my own. And I don't know if Callie knew that or not, but that was the very first stage I took on my own publicly. And that I had been a minister. I had been a youth pastor and a junior youth pastor, and I had actually been a minister in a mainstream church, but I lost everything after that. And that's when I went away for a long time, and I came back as a new person, and praise God for that. And that was when Callie heard me, was the first time I had spoke publicly about what God had done in my life. And a lot of people don't understand that journey, and that's okay. It's not their journey. They don't have to. But there are so many of us that have been broken by mainstream church, by religion, and by the world, and many hurts. And I have been, since I was a child, we have been gifted, and I wanted to use that in a way to help others be set free. And that's what God has called me to do. And people can say what they want, and it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't, because I know who I'm connected to. I know what God has called me to do, and that is to work in love. And in doing that, though, people always say, sometimes, though, you really are in people's face. But you know why? Because I don't believe that God wants us to also be like this, oh, I'm just going to love you through this. It's like, no, I'm a warrior of God, and you don't talk to me that way. You don't treat me as if I don't matter, because I know where I come from, and I know what I've been through, and I am a warrior of God, and my gosh, you will treat me with the respect that my Father in heaven treats me. And that's what people need to understand. And when they have that mentality and that love, that self-love, they can fight these battles that they have to go through. Hang on, I'm getting pinched over here. These two. Okay, hang on a second. Top, let me see. Okay, I have one here that says, how can I tell the light from the darkness when communicating? Well, first of all, don't communicate with dead people. No. First of all, that's a touchy subject. I know that there comes times when we, in the stuff that we do, if you're conjuring, stop.
No, I'm not just saying
we don't conjure. No conjuring. No conjuring. Not allowed is of the darkness. No conjuring is allowed, period. But if you are somewhere and you're in a situation where I hear people say, oh, there's a child spirit here, and I just wanted to come home with me. 9 times out of 10, that is not a child spirit. Satan appears as an angel of light, and it will trick you. People are like, so sick of hearing about these demons, and everybody thinks they're a demon, and da da da. Baby, we're in a battle. Don't be stupid. We're in a battle of light and dark. Chances are it's more demonic than it is human. Most humans are in heaven because they don't want to hang out down here. Don't you think they? Let me ask you something. If you die, do you want to be here with all this, or do you want to be where in glory, where everything's fabulous, wonderful, fantastic, beautiful, and there's no more tear, no more pain? You're going to hang out here. And then you're going to tell me that 90% of these spirits down here are human? When 1/3 of heaven, the angels fell, and that are demonic, and you're telling me that all these spirits are human? Okay, you need to go back and learn your history a little bit, because there's history with this. Okay, I am preaching because I want to, because I have an answer. I have a question that has to be answered, and the question was, make me start. The question was, how do you tell the light from the dark? Well, I'm going to tell you. When you have a spirit in front of you, again, if it's a child, chances are that is not a child. You do not invite it to come with it. Yeah, I'm getting that. You have to test the spirit. How do you test the spirit? You say, first of all, and now this is what we believe. If you don't believe this, that's your journey. You figure it out. But we do, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, which is Yahweh, Yahshua, Elohim. And we say to the spirit, do you bow down before the throne of Yahweh? Do you worship? Do you bow down before Yahshua? Do you bow down before Elohim? Now, they all may say they do, because it says every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Christ is Lord. But then we say, do you worship Yahweh, Yahshua, and Elohim? And it'll get dead silent sometimes. Everything will stop. Or it won't communicate anymore. That's when I know it is not of God. It is not a human spirit. Or if it is, it's not a good human spirit. Because it will not respond to that, because it cannot respond, yes, if it is a demonic or an evil spirit. That's how you know. You test the spirits. You have to test the spirits. And it says that the spirit is subject to the prophet. Well, you're the prophet at that point. And the spirit is subject to that. You have to test that spirit to see what it's doing. Do you bow down before the throne of Yahweh, Yahshua, and Elohim? Do you worship the spirit of Yahweh, Yahshua, and Elohim? But you better make sure that you do before you come after it, because it may turn around, look at you, and say, you don't. And it may grab hold of you. So a lot of people that are going in here and they're testing these spirits and they're coming after them, they don't even have the authority to do it. Here's what I see a lot of times. People go in a house and they'll say, I'm going to stage this house and I'm going to clear it. Now, I'm a this or that and the other. They don't even believe or connect to the throne of Yahweh. And they're going to clear the house with some burnt flowers. Now, we do burns all the time, but we know what each thing represents, why it does it. And we teach a class on that. Why, what God made it for, and why he did it. I can tell you what each little thing in your cabinet, if you burn it, what is going to come against. Ding. But a lot of people just take sage and say, I'm going to clear this house. Well, guess what? Sage is a repulsive smell to demonic, because it's a beautiful smell to Yahweh.
Absolutely.
Okay? And so what will happen, you'll see like on these TV shows, this person came in and they burnt some sage in our house. It was really good for about 3 days. And oh my God, I don't know what happened. We just got attacked like crazy afterwards. Well, I'll tell you why right now. Because you burn that, and it is a displeasing smell to evil and demonic, and they will leave. But about 3 days it takes for that smell to get out of your house. And those spirits are going to come back, and they're going to bring more with them. And when they come back, they're going to say, by what authority did you have to burn that in here? And if it was not somebody connected to God, they're going to go, oh, okay, fine, we're going to show you now. And they're going to wreak havoc on your home. But if it is somebody who was connected to the throne of God, that took authority over that house, that placed a lot of God in it, that covered it with the blood of Christ, that covered it with anointing oil, that actually knew what they were doing, it may come back and they'll say, by what? Oh, I'm not even going to ask by what authority. I know what authority is here. It's gone. And it's done. So if you don't know what you're doing, you don't even need to be messing with spirits. This is not a game, people. This is serious stuff. Everybody that's watched a dang on TV show out there does not know, don't need to be out looking for spirits. It is, you know how many people we clean that are investigators that have attachments now that their life is ruined or they're deathly ill? Don't take this lightly. This is real stuff. This is the real war. This life we're living now, this is fluff compared to what's on the other side that we're dealing with. So when you are asking me, how do I know if it's right, what spirit I'm dealing with? I am not putting anyone down here whatsoever, but if you're having to ask, then we need to back up and we need to do a lot more training before you start doing some work in this, communicating and working this stuff. Because you should know before you ever walk into the spirit world immediately how to tell what spirit you're working with. How on earth can I be serious? And that is not a put down to anybody. I am just telling you, to protect you out of love, you're going to get hurt.
And because we are so close together, sometimes things will communicate to one of us. And I'm sorry, I was reading that.
What's Bill talking about? It doesn't remove.
Oh, the burning. It doesn't always remove.
Oh.
We will communicate. We'll have
part of it.
We'll have communication with things, and we have to test for each other as well. Are you with me?
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about?
I was reading stuff. I can't do everything.
So it's, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed.
No, I was just trying to read. I didn't know you. I can't read.
I've been answering these things.
What are they saying? What's going on?
Preach.
Oh, am I preaching? I don't mean to be preaching.
You're a little preachy. Only when you
start hitting the tables.
I didn't do that. I love all these people, and I don't want them to get hurt. I think that's something that most people don't understand, that we come from love. We operate in love. We get angry with love fueling it. And that's hard to understand because just like when you love a child or you love an animal and you're like, don't pee on my rug anymore. You love that animal, but you want it to have common sense and not do that. You love people and you want them not to get hurt. I think that needs to be understood. A lot of people don't necessarily grasp that. I know it's hard for you to believe, but sometimes people think you are intimidating. Me? Okay. You asked both of my children one day, am I intimidating? And what happened? Who left the room crying? Both of my children. They did. And I said, could you freaking stop?
You know what? I do not see myself as intimidating at all. I don't see that. I can be. When I have to be, but as my whole work of a human, no. I see myself as loving and caring, and I just want to take care of everybody. So that's why we do what we do. So enough about me.
He says there's way too many higher. I agree. People think it is a place for to feel special as though it is a social group versus war.
Ain't that the truth, brother? Oh my God. And now this new thing where people are trying to pretend to be healers. This is, and if you're a witch, I'm not putting you down. You got to figure your own thing out. But every witch I know have never claimed to be a healing witch. You may disagree, and they do their own thing, but I'm not talking about Wicca and all that. I'm talking about a cauldron doing a spell. We have a group that's pretending to be us, and now they're healing witches. That's a new one for me. Maybe it's always been, and I didn't know.
Read old fables. There's a wonderful podcast called Lore. Look into that. What do they say about the witches? They weren't real healing. Yeah,
exactly, Sean.
That's right.
Exactly. I know some real witches. I do, and I have never seen them come public, ever, like the fake things I've seen lately. I have not.
Yep.
I have not. Exactly. You're exactly right, because once they come public, people like us can come against them, and
so it's
battles open.
Pulling, as my grandmother would say, pulling a rabbit out of a hat.
Nothing up my sleeve.
So pulling a hat out of a rabbit, much easier.
Yeah. Write it out. I don't know. So okay. So we want you to come next weekend to Selma to come see us. Listen, we're going to start trying to do this more often.
Listen.
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 Oh,
You never listen to me.
That's how she talked to me when she was little, just like that little
I still talk to her that way. She never listens.
So we're going to start trying to do more of these, but we want to do some other things too. Now that I have a computer. God, don't poke my ear ball. We're going to do some more, just a few things. We're going to, again, we're going to play. There's this game we want to play. We want to play. It's going to be a really fun game.
We'll have to but we need personal questions, personal as in about us.
What do you want to know about us?
Yes. See, someone said they just read it, and I think
that's okay because I love this. This was great, and I think we're going to do this more often. And
maybe we should do it once a month.
There's Nicole. Hello, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole. How are you?
You missed the whole thing. Nicole, you get to ask us anything you want. You have just a few minutes. Do you have a question for us?
You can text me or Mom.
Or you can put it on there.
If you want to.
Anything you want to know.
They won't know it.
So we are, actually, see this picture back here? Her uncle painted
I know,
that
beautiful, but it's,
I'm not her uncle painted
oh,
that.
you're talking about the painting.
Yeah. If anybody watched my Facebook and know that I fell really bad not too long ago, I think I broke a bone.
Yes,
right
anything,
here.
Sean.
Yes.
No. Now let me explain what happened. Mama's got these rugs out on the. Who puts rugs on the sidewalk?
The sidewalk's dirty.
It's not. It's a sidewalk. It's a sidewalk. It looks like a sidewalk. Anyways, this girl right here about broke her darn wrist. I was bruised up. My knee, one leg went this way, the other leg went that way, and it was just not
Bill Freeman.
And I was like, Lordy day, I've killed myself. And she says, you'll be fine. 2 weeks later, she's hurt herself pretty darn bad.
No, I fell hard.
Of course, she felt harder and worse than I.
I did, because you fell. You said you felt like doing this. I was walking.
No, I was
just walking, and all of a sudden, the next thing I know, I saw my legs in front of me, and the sky. All I knew was there's my legs, there's the sky, and there's so much pain. And I had nothing on but a t-shirt in the road, and people were driving by, and you could see every little thing. Anyway, but
I think you should wear pants when you go outside. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Girls got to make a living. Anyway, love you guys so much. I hope we answered your questions. I hope that you'll share this and you'll. Let me tell you something.
Did somebody ask you how do you stay in the light? And I said it's debatable.
It's debatable. Anyway, so anyway, I love you guys very much. We will be back hopefully next week. That's always our plan, and then it's like a month later. But I closed my candy store down, and somebody else is doing the arcade now. So we're home more, and because we're devoting all our time to you guys and to working with things of the light. So anyway, we love you guys so much, and we hope to see you soon. And we'll be doing more stuff and talking more like this. Don't forget, we're going to be doing a private group where we're going to be doing Mountain Gypsies, Mountain Magic Midnight Margaritas. And you'll be able to buy a glass for that. We'll be doing the classes. In that group, you'll also get tidbits about doing mountain magic and things of that nature. So.
That's right here. Sometimes if you scratch, you can't itch right there.
I'm not a dog.
No,
I can do that. See?
What they call us
a psychic cow. They called me a psychic cow.
No, they didn't. You called yourself that.
They called me a psychic. All right, love you guys. Mwah. I will see you soon.
I'm going to end this right here.
Bye, y'all. The Queen's way here.